With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back trackside. Once again, race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series fires things off right here from Texas. No Limits Motor Speedway, 125 laps around this. Some call it a quad oval, some say it's a D oval. I just call it an oval, 1.5, somewhat of a cookie cutter. Got the newer layout here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the track. 5-minute qualifying session already underway. 60 seconds rolling off of that stopwatch already. And Jim Ott gonna go top of the speed charts with his time lap. Multiple drivers already putting in a time lapse. So I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and get rid of that race information, write it on down. 67-degree track temperature here in qualifying. We'll have to see if the night stays cool under the lights here at Texas Motor Speedway. You can see Big Hoss back in the background. That is your biggest screen, outdoor screen TV. Absolutely amazing what they can do down here in Texas. Everything bigger in Texas, and everything gonna get bigger or a little more clear with the championship standings after tonight's race number 3 here in season number 4. We've got 12 drivers on the speed chart, so we'll throw that qualifying information up for you over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Once we get it all sorted out and worked out, there it goes. Looks like it's going to reset itself, and we'll get that all straightened up, cleaned up. There it is. Todd Cray, quick time here tonight. He's going to match the fastest time in happy hour put down by Mike Rominger, actually. Todd Cray goes with a 30:01. Rominger also turning in a 30:01 in happy hour, but unfortunately that did not translate to qualifying pace. He's going to fall just short. You can see it right there, a 30:05 on the stopwatch for Mike Rominger, so he's going to fall short of that pole position. Todd Cray takes the top. Ron Shute qualifies 10th. Justin Gann, last week's race winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, he's inside the top 10. He's going to go 7th on the speed charts with just under 2 minutes remaining here in this 5-minute qualifying session. Doesn't look like we have anybody else. Oh, scratch that. Gary May, Rhett Tucker, John Wimbish, they all head off of, they all head off of pit road trying to put down a qualifying lap. Tell you what, why don't we go down trackside, take a look at Wimbish and that Havoline machine. Nice, beautiful looking 56 machine. We were used to seeing him run that Jerwine paint scheme last year. Towards the end of last season, he switched the paint schemes over here to this black and red Texaco Havoline Ford Mustang. He's been quick, but had a rough go here and there. Wimbish looks to have a solid qualifying effort with just less than 60 seconds remaining on the stopwatch. Gonna set the field here tonight for the 125 lap feature event. 20th with his first time lap. He's going to have to pick up big time, and he's going to be close to not even being able to complete this lap here. Oh, and sideways, and that's going to do it. That's going to end his qualifying effort. We can go ahead and head back up to the blimp cam. There you go, right above the track. You can see John making his way back off of turn 4 as the final 10 seconds of qualifying run off. Looks like Todd Cray gonna set the field tonight. Fast time, 30:01. And well, with that being said, race fans, we're gonna step away for just a brief commercial break. Head down trackside for the national anthem and your starting lineup. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
As we come back, trackside drivers going to begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection. So why don't we run down the championship standings coming into tonight's race? Just 2 races in the books here this season. Number 4 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Justin Gann, after topping the charts last week and walking away with the checkered flag at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, he has himself a 4-point advantage over Jason Stewart. Look at Jason Ayerson right there. Solid run so far this season. Ayerson sits in 3rd. Tommy Haynes back in 4th. Ron Shute, race winner at Daytona to open up the season, sits inside the top 5. Jim Ott, Brandon Fries, John Pill. There's Darren Clement, Mike Rominger in the 10th position. Solid runs so far here for the 29 machine as well. Gary May just inside of the top 15. Wimbish is going to round out that top 15. Jared Lipstruer, Chad Osborne, Stephen Ayers Jr. back there just inside the top 20 as well. We'll look back a little bit further through the point standings, and there you have it, the rest of them, how they all fall down. But there's the surprise. Todd Cray, the 22 machine. He's usually up at the front. We've seen him dominate races, and he's had a little bit of a rough go of it here in the opening 2 rounds of season number 4. Is his luck turning around? Will tonight be the night? Can Todd Cray scratch, fight, and claw his way up through the point standings? Can he do it with a race win? Snatch the pole position here tonight, so it looks like he will bring the field to the green flag here tonight. And with those bells ringing in the background, you know the sound. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here from Texas Motor Speedway in the Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Inside row number 1, your pole sitter, the 22 of Todd Cray. 14 of Jason Stewart going to line up just to his outside. Back in row number 2, the 29 of Mike Rominger. In the Hammer Down Motorsports driver, that's right, Zachary Taylor out there in the 9. Rhett Tucker and Austin Albertson going to make up row 3. Row 4 tonight, the 5 of Chad Osborne. In the 4 of Jim Ott. David Elliott back in 9th, rounding out your top 10 will be the 7 of John Peel. Darren Clement, Justin Gann going to line up way back in the pack. Row number 6 here tonight. And row number 7, the 00 of Nick Hunt. And the 33 of Gary Wells. Jeff Gluckner, Ron Shute back in row 8, or row number 9 here tonight. The 17 of Tommy Haynes and the 10 of Gary May. Jason Ayerson and John Wimbish going to round out your top 21st starting position tonight. The 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. and the 21 of Brandon Fries. Rest of the field looks a little something like that. There's Jarrett Lipster, Chris Fail, as well as Andy Starcher and Don Kidder going to start shotgun. Sally tail end of the field here tonight. All 26 drivers that came here tonight have rolled off the starting grid, so we'll jump to the front with race leader, your pole sitter here tonight for the first time here in season number 4, Ken Todd Cray. Lead this field to a checkered flag. Long night to figure things out. As we get set to fire it off for the first time, music slowly fades away in the background, and we are set to go with all the action from the track. iRacing pace car will duck down, get it on out the way. The boss man, Al Smith, up there in the flag stand, ready to drop the green flag. Wait for it. Here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Cray off to a great jump, gets a almost 4-car advantage as we're going to go almost 2 wide already. Lap number 3 wide. Lap number 1 already out of turn number 2. I apologize, getting my numbers mixed up. 3 wide down the back stretch on lap 1. Ooh. Ain't nobody got time to wait right now. Trying to get to the front. Big battle there between the 9, the 14, and the 29. They're going to mix things up and Taylor going to gain 2 positions on the track early here. Lap number 1 getting the job done. I hear you inside of that. I believe that is an Ayers iRacing Paint sponsored machine. We'll get a little bit closer to that if we can. Let's see if we can't go ahead and yes, it is. Nice little ride right there. Digging the paint scheme. Love the black and red. Dr. Pepper on that left rear quarter. That Toyota Supra looking fresh here tonight, followed by a fellow Toyota driver, Jason Stewart. Right behind him, Mike Rominger in 4th. Rhett Tucker sits in 5th. We'll step back away from the action just a little bit, as there you see Todd Cray beginning to stretch that gap already here on lap number 3, up to a 6/10 of a second advantage. And Jess, there you go. You've been here all season. You've been rooting since last season and before. And finally, here we go. Good things happening tonight for Cray. Whoa, Jason Stewart. What happened to Stewart? He's going to mow the grass. He's going to head down through the infield, and he is going to lose a ton of spots. Rejoin the track way back in 21st position, and he's going to lose a few more. Here comes Lipster Ayers Jr. and fail. Big moment there for Jason Stewart. It could have went worse than that. Luckily, was able to hold on to it. He'll try to regain his composure and head back towards the front of the field, but he's going to have a long night ahead of him from here. Just 5 laps into this 125 event here tonight. Zachary Taylor still leading Rominger, and Rhett Tucker breaks into the top 5. There you can see him running in the 4th position. Austin Alberton right behind him, hot on the trail. Take a look back here with Gary Wells following Nick Hunt and Darren Clement, the 32, trying to close in on Justin Gann just off in front of him. John Peel, solid run from him. He's inside the top 10 as well. Down to the bottom of the racetrack underneath Nick Hunt, there's Gary Wells. He'll slide up the track, get the Supra the position. Everybody heads through 3 and 4, and we'll get set to head off onto the front stretch, back across the start-finish line. There they all go back down now into turn number 1, coming right at you through the corner now. Comes this entire field, still stacked up early here tonight as drivers try to sort themselves out, try to jockey for those positions, try to see what the car's doing. You really got to shake down the car here and got to know what strategy you and your crew are really looking at trying to pull off here tonight. Are you trying to do the long run? Are you trying to save those tires? Or are you just going flat out to the floor lap after lap? It's all going to determine how you have to race. It's hard to switch strategies mid-race. It really is. If you start off going all out and then you realize you have to save fuel, sometimes it's just a little bit too late. I know we're already getting to the strategy side of things, but you can never start formulating what you want to do too soon. And the 00 of Nick Hunt right there, still trying to follow and get back to the tail end of Gary Wells. We'll head back up around the track. Let's see who we've got out there battling. John Peel, David Elliott just in front of Peel. Justin Gannon, Darren Clement right there trying to make up some positions. 24 of Jeff Gluckner. And that iRacing Drivers World sponsored BK Paints machine gonna cross the start-finish line. Gluckner has dropped 4 spots from where he started tonight's race. He sits in 19th now as we watch the 21 of Brandon Fries trying to run down both Gluckner, Stewart, and Shoot. I don't know, this 21 of Brandon Fries, that Ford Mustang, at first, I wasn't quite sure about that yellow paint scheme, the yellow livery on that thing, but the more I see it, the more I like it. Maybe it's under the lights, it just seems to shine out there. I really enjoy that paint scheme here tonight. Getting off subject just a little bit, but that car looks absolutely beautiful under the lights. We'll head back around the track, see if we can find some more battles here. Looks like this battle's still raging on with John Peel right in the center of Darren Clement and Gary Wells. Nick Hunt, we seen him just off in the distance behind them. Wells took the spot away, and they've kind of log-jammed a little bit here behind Justin Gann. Looks like Gann struggling a little bit here with the mid-lap pace. As the 7 Appeal going to go to the top of the speedway. Inside move by the 00 of Nick Hunt, and he's going to grab that position away from Peel. Peel going to drop back to 13th. Now again moves inside the top 10. Starts to separate himself just a little bit from Darren Clement. 32 falling backwards in that K&N sponsored machine. Nice looking ride there for Clement tonight. That car looks nice under the lights as well. Nice little shine coming across. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, how was everybody's Halloween? How was it, man? Got so involved and caught up with the great racing action that we had over the past 2 nights, as well as what we have underway here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway, that I forgot to make sure everybody had a happy Halloween. Everybody stayed safe out there. Hope you have. Todd Cray, your race leader since the drop of the green flag. He has not looked back. A little bit off pace in happy hour, but shot to the top of the speed charts in qualifying. Took the pole position with a 30.01. And Cray, since the drop of the green flag, he's had himself a 3 or 4 car advantage. Zachary Taylor has been right there pretty much the entire time. Mike Rominger as well. Rhett Tucker, Austin Albertson, who rounds out the top 5. That 49 Supra machine has pretty much stayed right there as well since the trouble from Chris Vale. I believe that was Jason Stewart. I apologize. Stewart was the one with the trouble, the 14 machine. So drivers really just gaining one position here after a driver at the front had some trouble. Looking around the track, and it looks like biggest mover so far here tonight. Just 17 laps into tonight's 125 lap official race distance. John Wimbish in the 56 Ford Mustang. He's gained the most spots. He's up 5 positions now, sitting in the 15th spot. And there's Jason Stewart, the driver we were talking about moments ago. Stewart's on his way back towards the front. He'll look to the inside of Wimbish off of 2. Drag race down the back stretch. We'll see who has the advantage by the time they get to the corner. Nobody letting out. 14 keeps it on the bottom. Wimbish at the top, running that middle lane, trying to keep the car wound up. He'll go up the track at a 4. That's going to give the 14 just a slight advantage. He'll cross the line first, give Stewart the spot. Gap at the front beginning to dissipate just a little bit. Zachary Taylor beginning to breathe down the neck of Todd Cray. Mike Rominger has closed in on Taylor as well. Caution! Caution on the speedway. Oh my goodness, what happened here? How did it all go down? Looks like we have a few drivers involved in this one. Let's go back and check the replay. I believe Chris Vale may be involved in that one. And 89 in the 10, caught up in that one. It doesn't look like the damage was too significant there, but it's going to be enough to bring all of these drivers down to pit road. Almost 20 laps into tonight's race before our first caution flag flew. Going to come out at lap number 18 to be exact. So, yeah, there it is. Drivers head down pit road. You can see the big parade of drivers down pit road. Nobody willing to stay out just yet. So as everybody hits pit road, we're going to step away from the mic for just a second, head to a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And back trackside once again. Field going to make their way through 3 and 4. Drivers should receive the one to go this time around. Front of the field looks a little bit different after the pit stops under our first caution flag here tonight. Todd Craig going to keep the top spot. Mike Rominger right there in second. Nick Hunt now up to third. Rhett Tucker right there. Looks like Hunt with right side only. He's one of the only, or is the only driver in the field to go ahead and throw a little bit of strategy play out there. He's going to gain quite a bit of track time. Look at that beautiful, beautiful sight there. Love the caution lights here at Texas Motor Speedway. One of the only tracks to have those, I'll call them progressive pole lights. Nobody likes to see the caution, but it sure looks pretty. Gan and Shoot freeze all on pit road. Looks like they're all getting up to speed and off of pit road. They're going to have quite a bit of distance to make up quite some ground. They're going to have to keep it slow at the bottom of the racetrack. Making sure they get a little bit more fuel than everybody else. I hear you. About 2 to 3 laps more fuel now in the tank for those 3 drivers in the rear of the field. The 22nd position on back, making another pit stop. As Todd Craig, Mike Rominger goes side by side. Field gonna get a little bit closer. Some Magic Man action up at the front of the field. Rhett Tucker having a moment on the outside. We'll see if that issue gets fixed for him. And we'll get set to fire things off here. Drivers make their way off of turn 4. And on the gas, quick green flag flies. Once again, Todd Cray nails the gas, catches the field, sleeping, and away he goes, man. Almost a half a second advantage already by the time he gets to the center of 1 and 2. We'll jump around the track with this latest restart. Trouble towards the middle of the pack. Looked like we had a few slow drivers there. Darren Clement, he's on the bottom of the racetrack, giving up 2 or 3 positions on this latest restart. There's Jim Ott, the Ford machine, down on the bottom of the racetrack as the 42 of Elliott looking to his outside. Whoa, big moment there. Ott all sorts of out of shape. How did these drivers not wad it up right there? Oh my gosh. And look who was right in the middle of it all. Jason Stewart in the 14. He had himself some trouble earlier here tonight. And there was drivers with trouble right in front of him, right across his nose. My gosh, that could have ended very bad for multiple drivers here as we get ready to cross that 100 lap remaining threshold. We've got 101. We'll have 100 next time around. Cray still leads the field, but Red Tucker starts to close in. Let's go back to the front and watch this battle unfold. The 99 Malware Bites machine looks to put his blue oval at the front of this field. Going, where'd he go? Well, a little bit of a moment there, so we'll shift cameras a little bit. We'll go right here with Todd Gray as he's going to cross the line and begin lap number 26, and we are now down to just 100 laps remaining. Last time by, Rhett Tucker set the fastest time of the race, a 30:07. So knocking on the door of those qualifying laps put down by multiple drivers. The pole position was just a 30:01. Set by your race leader. He's been the only driver at the front of this race tonight. The 22 of Todd Cray looks very fast here at Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. We'll jump around the track just a little bit now, bring you some more racing action, close action here. 3-4 cars all bunched up, running with each other. There's Jason Stewart. He's involved in this battle. That's from about 6th all the way back to 12th or 13th. As Lipster looks to the inside of John Wimbish, that's going to be for 12th position on the track. He's going to gain that one. Justin Gann getting by Jason Ayerson in the rear of the field for 19th position. Jim Ott starting to take back some positions after a big time moment. He's going to go to 16th. Down the backstretch, coming right at you into turn number 3. There goes the entire field. Single file runs. Looks like most of these drivers are single file. Everybody content to kind of just pick them off one at a time or one as they go. If you view it that way. You can't tell me that's not beautiful. Oh, coming right at you once again. Another great action camera shot here from Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. Got to give a tip of the cap to everybody back at the headquarters working hard to get these great camera shots out here tonight. We'll try to bring you some of those onboard camera shots here very briefly. 32 of Darren Clement looks to make up some ground on Gary Wells. Wells has been running very well here tonight, no pun intended. He's been on it. But I believe we're going to have one of the onboard cameras here with this man. We didn't get a chance to get to it when we showed the issues that he had on the track. Looking back from Jason Stewart, now back inside the top 10. Running strong here tonight. Now we'll go inside the cockpit. There's a look at the driver in his office, doing work, putting down the laps, getting the job done here tonight inside of his Toyota Supra. We'll jump around the track to one of our first 4 drivers inside the car. Right there with Rhett Tucker sitting in second, breathing down the neck of Todd Cray. Look how close they are. Cray has got company now. Was able to stretch his legs over those first 18 laps. A little bit hard pressed to do it this time. Back outside the car we go. 4 drivers lined up nose to tail at the front. Todd Cray leads the field. Rhett Tucker back in second. Mike Rominger still running in third. Zachary Taylor sits right there in 4th. Last driver in this lead pack. Austin Albertson kind of in no man's land, sitting right there in 5th. Gonna jump around the track. I believe we've got a battle towards the just outside of the top 10. Yes, it is around the 14th, 15th position. There's John Wimbish, John Peel, as well as David Elliott. Stephen Ayers Jr. about a half a second back from that battle. Justin Gann now up to 16th after restarting all the way back in 22nd. Gann has made up quite a bit of ground here in this second run. Ooh, close right there between Lipstruer and Peel. They almost touch fenders heading down into the corner. Peel gonna make the pass on the bottom, give 12th to Peel. Lipstruer dropping 2 positions over the last 2 laps here. Lost the spot to John Wimbish. You seen him lose the spot there to Peel. And he's gonna gain that spot back. Peel going to grab that spot back from Lipstruer and keep this field behind him. They're all going to close in and stack up the 42 of David Elliott. Has Stephen Ayers Jr. and Justin Gann in tow. Whoa, big moment for John Wimbish. Almost into the outside wall. That could have spelled trouble for his night. You don't want to pancake the car off of 2 here at Texas Motor Speedway. It is not a pretty sight. Well, you don't want to pancake it anywhere, but you know. Tech Hunter, what's up out there in the chat over there on the YouTube side of things? Good to see you checking in here tonight, as always, with everybody else checking in here tonight. If you haven't already, join us in that quest to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers some love. Smash that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Bang the bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So again, we do appreciate each and every one of you checking in out there on the chat. We'll see what else we got going around the track. Looks like this is your closest battle. Most drivers involved in this one right here. John Peel, Jarrett Lipstruer still leading Justin Gann. John Wimbish able to recover after almost banging down that outside wall off of turn 2. Now Lipstruer going to look to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to make that pass with ease, but will the run come off of turn 2? We've seen it happen last time. Lipstruer was able to get by Peel with a good run out of 2, and he was able to take that position back away, but here comes Justin Gann. He's going to hunt the bottom, catfishing here in Texas. Just about a third of the way through tonight's race, and we should see some green flag pit stops here really soon. Drivers were last to pit road right around 20 laps ago. So look for a handful of these drivers in the next, I would say, about 10 to 15 laps to begin there. A round of green flag pit stops. We'll hunt around the track, see if we can't find any better battles out for you. This is your closest battle on the track. Justin Gann trying to get by Jarrett Lipstruer. We'll jump up here with this one real fast. Let's highlight Austin Alberton running well here in that 49 machine, but he's got the 5 Mobile 1 of Chad Osborne right behind him. Osborne running well. He's up 1 spot already tonight from 7th to 6th. Still running strong here, looking for a top 5. Lap 41 now underway. Gaps developing at the front. We'll go ahead and take a look at them, though. We'll run down the drivers inside of your top 5 leading this field. Your pole sitter here tonight. He's led every lap of the race so far inside of his Paradise for Pets Infinite Warrior Monster Energy 22 machine. Todd Cray leads this field. Driver sitting back in second, up 3 positions from where he started tonight's race inside his Malware Bites Ford Mustang. Rhett Tucker sits in second. Rounding out the podium spots in the Air's Eye Racing Paint sponsored number 9 out of North Tazewell, Zachary Taylor rounds out your podium spots. He'll run in third. Back and forth, Mike Romiger, the 29, with a great run so far here tonight. As we mentioned, he was fastest in happy hour, fell just short in qualifying. He's ran well all night so far here tonight, 43 laps into tonight's 125 lap event, and Romiger sits in fourth. Rounding out your top five, danger of possibly losing that top five. No, he just took that position away from the driver behind him, Chad Osborne, in that mobile machine. Looking pretty good out there tonight. Toyota's heading towards the front. Chad Osborne rounds out your top five in the five. Biggest mover of the race right now, that's going to belong to this man right here. He's going to lose a position now, though still sits in charge of that biggest mover of the race award. Jarrett Lipster up 9 spots from where he started tonight's race all the way back in 25th. He now runs 14. Craig, Tucker, Taylor still 1, 2, 3. They all have at least a half a second gap over each other. You can see it over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Tucker sitting about 7/10 of a second off of race leader Todd Cray's rear bumper. And we've got some movement back here. Gary Wells able to get by John Wimbish. They're going to battle for a moment, and that's going to allow Jason Ayerson to get his way up into the mix. He's going to look to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to gain that position without really much of a fight at all. Wimbish with a recovery, trying to hang there with Jason Ayerson. Back down into turn number 3 as they chase the 33 of Gary Wells. Wells having a fine run in his Supra here tonight as well, under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, right here for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Race number 3, season number 4, well underway. And if you're looking for a great league to get involved in, you're looking for some great racing action, look no further than right here. Swift Motorsports has a ton of different series, tons of great racing action. You can find them 3 nights a week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the Ayers Eye Racing Paints ARCA Series. Last night we had the Performance Truck Series, and tonight the Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Tomorrow night they will run the Hyperdrive Cup Series. So if you're looking for a great league to be a part of, great competition, usually see long green flag runs just like we're seeing here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Check them out on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Swift Motorsports. Find them on Facebook as well. Jason Ayerson able to get by John Wimbish laps ago. That's going to put Ayerson into the 11th position. Justin Gann now rounds out your top 10. As we've seen the gap grow at the front, Todd Gray with the biggest lead of the night. That's knocking on the door of a 1-second advantage. And I mean, that's kind of a big deal here at Texas. A 1-second advantage at Texas, that's going to keep the driver behind you from being able to pull himself along, get a tow, if you will. Not as much as the draft until you get within about a half a second. That's when you're really going to feel the quote-unquote draft. I like to call it the tow. You get a little bit of a tow until you get to that draft zone, and then that's when you really pick up that speed. So Cray putting himself in a good position to possibly begin to step away from the field, and we continue to see that gap grow. Rhett Tucker falling back into the clutches now of Zach Taylor. Taylor within just a half a second. Big gap back from Taylor to Rominger. Same distance back from Rominger to Osmond. Gary May gonna pull to pit road. The 10 comes down to pit lane. He was involved in our first and only caution of the evening. May, is this a scheduled stop? Yes, it is. Down and away, back out onto the track. He's gonna get up to speed down there on the apron. 24 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight for race number 3 in Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. We've still got 23 out there running on track. Gary May listed as the first and only driver, 1 lap down, 2 laps down to be a matter of fact. Chris Fail in the 89 Ford Mustang, he was involved in that early incident, and he is out of tonight's race. Big shout out to the race control and admins down the hall, keeping everybody straight. Don Kidder and Andy Starcher as those green flag pit stops begin. I told you back on lap number 39, look for them in about 10 to 15 laps. And where are we at? 15 laps. Just saying. Just saying. Wells, Wimbish, Ayers, Ott, Elliott, Lipster, Gluckner, all to pit road. Cray brings Tucker, Taylor, Rominger, Osborne, Clement down to pit road with him this time around. That's going to give us our first lead change of the night. We've now had our second race leader, Jason Stewart, going to stay out on track just a little bit longer. Alberton, Haynes, Gann, Freeze, and Shoot going to join them. Your top 6 still yet to pit. It looks like the 14 going to slow and head to pit road. We'll watch the timing and scoring behind him. Here comes Austin Alberton. Looks like Justin Gann going to stay out on the track. Gann wants to lead a lap. That's going to give us our third race leader. Second lead change of the night. How much further can he stretch it? Keep in mind, he's one of those drivers that that went back down to pit road. Right before we came to green, when the drivers got the 1 to go mark, he was already on the pit road, filling the fuel just a little bit more. That's going to stretch it out another lap or 2 for him. Gann, looks like he may be eyeballing pit road. And caution! Caution on the speedway. Oh my gosh! Justin Gann has caught a ton of drivers out of this one. Oh my. Well, let's rephrase that. He caught a lot of drivers 1 lap down for the time being, but all of those drivers are going to receive a wave around because Gann, Shoot, they're both going to have to come to pit road. Todd Cray may reassume the race lead. We'll have to wait to see if that's what takes place. But let's go see what happened out on the track. Looks like Gary Wells may have had some trouble. And there's the 33 going around, trying to keep it off of pit road. He's going to mow the grass on the front stretch, still trying to catch that super, and he goes around, just spins it. Gets it turned around, gets it back up to speed. You can see drivers going around him on the outside. Could have ended up big. Thankfully, it wasn't. What does the rest of the field do? Justin Gann, Ron Shoot, already down to pit road. They're heading to their box, and just now Todd Cray making his way into 3 and 4, so they had themselves quite a bit of a gap. Excuse me. Pit road now open for Cray. He's going to stay out on the track, and I expect him to reassume the race lead, but he's going to have a few laps older tires, a little bit less fuel. How far does Gann and Tucker drop through this running order? You know, we don't want to call anybody's pit crew out here, but looking through those pit stops, one that does stand out as being much faster, over 0.3 faster on the stop, and that's a pretty huge difference by a pit crew. Gary Wells' crew was about 0.3 faster than the next best pit crew when they came down to pit road. Wonder if they may have missed a lug nut. Wheel may have been a little loose and around that sent that 33. Wells was running very good up in the front of the field at one point in time. After the green flag pit stop, loose wheel causes Wells to go around, and he'll have to head to pit road to try to fix that machine back up. At the front, Rominger and Rhett Tucker, they're both going to go to pit road. Let's cue in with your race leaders, drivers that will restart at the front of this field. Todd Craig back at the point once again. Lead change number 3 of the evening. Excuse me. Or I apologize, that is lead change number 4 amongst 3 different race leaders here tonight as Cray reassumes that top spot, grabbed that position in qualifying with the fast time, a 30:01. Fastest lap of the race here tonight set by Rhett Tucker, a 30:07. So still nobody able to match that lap pace set down earlier here tonight by Cray. We've asked ourselves, was this tonight? And Cray right around the halfway point of tonight's race. He's looking like he's in very good shape to break the, I don't want to call it a curse, but I mean, he's had some bad juju over the past few weeks. The first opening races, big trouble, I believe, out of both of those races. I don't think the 22 actually crossed the line in either of our opening races here in season number 4 for the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. And Todd Cray looks to turn the season around and turn it around in a big way. Big pack of cars gonna make their way around the pace car as everybody gets the wave around. A lot of drivers still left on the lead lap. I believe we'll have all the way back to 18th still on the lead lap after this latest restart. Excuse me once again. I do apologize. Fresher tires, more fuel inside of the 30 of Justin Gann in the Mustang machine on the outside. Last week's race winner in Las Vegas. Will he sneak his way into victory lane here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway? We've got ourselves about 66 laps to find out. Gonna be another barn burner here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. iRacing pace car lights have went out and we're set to go back green flag racing this time by. Down and away it goes. Field waiting for the boss man. 1, 2, 3 on the gas we go. Green flag flies once again from Texas Motor Speedway after our second caution of the evening. Single car spin brought out the second caution of the night. Nobody caught up and involved in any trouble. Looked like a loose wheel was the culprit of that, and we'll get back green flag racing once again. The 49 of Austin Alberton running strong here. You can see it looks like a little crinkle on the front end of the 49. May have gotten into the back of somebody at some point in time. Justin Gann in the Airs iRacing paint sponsored Ford Mustang. He's looking to get his way up inside the podium position. He sits in 4th for the time being. Ron Shute inside the top 5 now. He's up 11 positions from where he started tonight's race. So the caution flag flying when it did, that went a long way to help out the 28. He finds himself under fire though. Mike Rominger, Rhett Tucker, Darren Quinnett, Tommy Haynes all over him. Speaking of all over him, man, looky here, looky here. We'll jump above hood camera shot right here. Check that out. Roof cam at Texas Motor Speedway. Looking at Zachary Taylor trying to take that top spot away from Todd Gray. Man, tell me that ain't a great action shot. I mean, don't tell me, because I know it is. Just saying. Just saying. Looking to the inside now off of turn number 4. Big run to the line. Not going to get there at the stripe, but now the 9 of Taylor looks to the bottom. Can he keep it down there on the bottom? Gray going to crowd him just a little bit. Gives him about a half a car length Big wide exit for Todd Cray, trying to carry that momentum down the backstretch. He'll keep it at the front for the time being. Will we see our first straight up pass for the race lead here all night so far, as we are just past the halfway threshold and now sliding up right in front of the 22 of Todd Cray. Zachary Taylor takes the lead for the first time here tonight. That's going to be our fourth race leader. Fifth lead change of the night. Cray looks to take the top spot back once again, making that Toyota Supra wide off of turn 2. Big block down the backstretch. Oh boy, things getting heated at the front. And with this battle getting a little bit heated right now, if you're Todd Cray, what do? I mean, you race fans, you've seen his luck over the course of the opening 2 races here for season number 4 with Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. You've seen the luck that Cray has had, and with all the blocks right now, all the moves by the 9 of Zachary Taylor trying to keep that the spot, keep the race lead. If you're Cray, do you just kind of chill out for a minute and say, you know what, I know I'm faster, I know I'm quicker, let me not push it too much and end up into an inside or outside wall, let me not get caught up and involved in an incident, I need a solid finish, got a great car here tonight. When do you points race if you're Todd Cray? I mean, if I'm on the crew chief box of that 22 right here, I'm just going to tell him, hey, bud, just stay in his mirror. Don't get so close. Just stay in his mirror. Let's see if we can't get him to use his stuff up, and we'll get right on around him, and we'll go ahead and set sail. We're faster than him, have been faster than him. You know, keep your patience, keep your cool. We still got a long way to go here tonight. We'll see if that's what the crew chief and the spotters are saying inside the helmet of that 22, as still blocking that inside run is Taylor. So it looks like if Cray wants a round, he's going to have to do it on the high side with no help. That's going to be a hard press matter to get done. Top 2 stepping away. We'll jump back through the field just a little bit. Highlight Rhett Tucker. There you can see him right behind Justin Gann. Mike Rominger trying to close in the distance, 3/10 off of him. There's Ron Shute with a great pit stop. He's now inside the top 10, sitting in the 7th position. Tommy Haynes in the Budweiser Super just behind him. Chad Osborne, Brandon Fries, Darren Clement. There's Jason Ayerson back inside the top 15. He's up 7 spots from where he started tonight's race, just inside the top 20. Ayerson sitting in 12th. Tell you what, race fans, haven't been to it in a while. Why don't we go high above the track with our turn 3 drone cam here tonight? Get you a little aerial coverage. Tommy Haynes making his way around the track. Let's jump back with the battle up here at the front. Let's turn that drone around. There it is, man. I'm telling you, Cray. It looks like he's giving up a little ground. I don't want to say he's losing ground, because he was all over the bumper, all over that 9 of Taylor. Has Cray been relayed the message to just, chill out? Let's run this thing on out. We'll beat him at the end. We'll have to wait to see in post-race interviews if we get to talk to Cray. But right now, that 22 has seemed solid all night. Let's jump back a little further in the field to our second drone cam at the track here tonight. And there's Jason Ayerson, John Wimbish behind Ayerson as Darren Clement makes his way by the 42. David Elliott listed down on pace off the lead lap. Back in the 22nd position, Jason Ayerson going to make his way by on the inside. Looks like the 42 not wanting to hold anybody up. He'll slide on up out the way and give the race leader the line. We'll jump back around the track once again here to Tommy Haynes, who has Chad Osborne, and I believe Brendan Fries. Yes, there's Fries in that bright yellow machine. Just a little bit behind him right now, the Gary Wells having to deal with some lead lap cars making their way around him on the bottom of the racetrack right now. The 33 sits off the lead lap. tough break after a loose wheel here for Gary Wells. He'll list in 21st for the time being, knocking on the door of just 50 laps to go. Looked like Haynes had a little bit of a moment right there. Car got a little bit loose, a little bit out from under him coming off of turn number 2. Trying to look around the track and bring you as much action as we can. Check out Jarrett Lipstruer. He's starting to close in on John Peel and John Wimbish. There you can see Natalie's Natural Orchards, the 7 machine, looking good here tonight, sitting back in the 14th position. He's ran inside the top 15 all night here tonight, having a little bit of a tough go on the early run pace. John Peel sits in 14th. Shift the camera just a little bit in front of them. Take a look at the 56 of John Wimbish as he tries to keep the 7 of Peel behind him. Darren Clement not too far off in front of them, about a second and a half, or almost 2 seconds. I apologize, as they got to catch up to Jason Ayerson first. That's David Elliott in the 42 primetime machine. Elliott listed off of the lead lap back in 22nd, struggling after being involved in a little bit of on-track excursion. We'll jump around the track once again. There's Brandon Fries, Darren Clement. We spoke about Clement earlier here tonight inside that K&N livery. Looking good, man. The wrap on that machine, nice and tight. 49 of Austin Alberton trying to get by Justin Gann. Will he have the horsepower to get by the wild horses running under the hood of that Ford Mustang? He's got that blue oval running inside the podium spot, and we've got all 3 manufacturers here in your top 3. We've got a Toyota leading a Chevy, followed by a Ford. Todd Cray was able to grab that spot back. We didn't see the pass happen earlier this lap, I believe, coming down the backstretch. That's what we're getting a yes at. We're looking over to our right here at our colleagues, and we're seeing them shake their heads. Yes, it was on the backstretch. That pass was able to be made, and it looks like struggling for some pace now is Taylor. He's going to move up the track, and that's going to let Gann to the bottom. Here comes Justin Gann. Talk about a run, man. He went down to pit road once again, filled up on tires, got some more fuel in the machine. Filled up on tires, filled up on fuel, got some more tires on the machine, and he's driven his way back up through the field. Gann now up 10 spots, and he sits in second, chasing Todd Cray. Well, we typically don't like to call them this early. We typically don't like to say it. But it looks like the most laps led award going to belong to Todd Cray here tonight. He's led the majority of tonight's event. We've only had 4 different race leaders, 5 different lead changes on the night, with only 2 caution flags flying here from Texas Motor Speedway. But for the first time, we're actually seeing a driver truly run down Todd Cray. Last time by, Cray was just a tick faster on the stopwatch, but that was when Gann was making a pass on Taylor. So we'll look at the lap times this time around. That's going to give us a little bit better read on which one of these drivers is running the faster pace. But Gann has been, or has looked to be, the faster driver over the last handful of laps. Going to cross the line that time around. And Todd Cray going to be just a tick faster once again, so it looks like the pace starting to come back on the long run here for the 22. gonna stay here with the battle for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all on the speedway. Rhett Tucker has been able to get by Zachary Taylor. Did Taylor run the tires off of the machine, running that hard to keep Todd Cray behind him? Taylor has dropped from the top spot all the way back to fourth now, right where he started tonight's race. Will Taylor continue to fall? Will Alberton be able to get around? How about Mike Rominger? Maybe even Tommy Haynes. Haynes is going to be a little bit of a stretch. He's got about a 4-second deficit between himself and Rominger. But Taylor in danger of dropping another 3 spots here in the next handful of laps, and with drivers coming to pit road last on lap number 54. These drivers are due. They are going to need some fuel here very shortly, and look for all of them to make one final green flag pit stop. How do you do it? How do you break it down? Darren Clement going to get by Ron Shute. That's going to be for the 9th position on the track. Shute going to fall to 10th. How about this? The interesting little fun fact here on lap number 86. We've got 4 drivers in this field, all with 10 positions gained here tonight. A 4-way tie for the most positions gained here tonight. The hard charger, the biggest mover, whatever you would like to call it. 4 drivers knotted up, all with 10 positions gained over the course of tonight's race. Zachary Taylor going to be the first driver to pit road. He'll pull the 9 down for his final fuel and tires. Great racing action here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. This 1.5-mile track has not disappointed. We've seen 69-degree track temperature in qualifying. Let's check in on that track temperature. It's staying right there at 69 degrees. Cool, crisp night under the lights here at Texas Motor Speedway. Only 65 degrees out there. These Texans going to begin to bundle up once the beverages wear off out there in the stands. Packed house here at Texas, and what more could you expect out of a great racetrack, great facility, great promotion, all around just great place. Texas Motor Speedway. If you haven't been, you gotta go. Chad Osborne, John Wimbich, Jared Lipster, and Stephen Ayers Jr. came to pit road last time around. Will we see anybody come down to pit road this time? No. Craig and Tucker, they're all going to stay out on the track. Top 10 all staying out on track. Now is the 14 of Jason Stewart, listed 1 lap down. He came to pit road last on lap number 57. Zachary Taylor, sitting in 12th, is the first driver with the fresh tires. Have to see if he's going to be able to get his way up and around Todd Cray the good old-fashioned way before Cray decides to come to pit road. But with Justin Gann breathing down his neck and him running into some back markers here shortly, gotta wonder what the strategy for Cray might be. Two, three, almost 4 wide heading into turn number 3. Back marker, Jeff Gluckner up at the top of the speedway, and he's going to go ahead. He's had enough of that. He's going to head to pit road. Todd Cray going to peel off to pit road. Justin Gann going to take and reassume the race lead. That's going to give us our 6th different lead change of the night. Last time we seen Gann at the front of this field, the caution flag flew. Here's the 99 of Tucker Hillcat. Fish through 1 and 2. Drag race down the backstretch for the top spot. We're on lap number 91. Just over 35 laps remaining in tonight's race. And you can see that intensity beginning to build. You can see business definitely picking up on the track. That's going to be an official lead change at the line there. That's going to give us our 7th different race leader of the night, as Rhett Tucker has solidly taken that race lead. Tommy Haynes, Darren Clement, Brandon Fries, and Austin Alberton to pit road last time around. Still side by side, no clear-cut advantage for either of these drivers, and okie doke, all pull to pit road, says Justin Gann. He's going to leave Rhett Tucker out there all by himself. Mike Rominger about a second off of the pace here, so not going to be able to utilize any draft run, no leapfrog option, trying to put down a quick time to get to pit road. Tucker going to continue to stretch this fuel run. Zachary Taylor able to get by Jason Stewart. That's going to be for the 5th position. And here comes Tucker. Here comes Rominger. Where does Taylor end up? He was the first driver to hit pit road. He's going to get by Justin Gann as well. Was the short pit. And oh, caution! Caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway. Oh, boy. This is going to be an amazing finish. I can feel it coming. Let's go check the Breezy Acre replay. David Elliott involved in this latest one. There you can see the 42 down on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like the car just gets a little loose trying to save it and just overcorrects and right up into the outside wall. He's going to rip the front clip off of that one. Big time damage there. But how about that guy? Brett Tucker extends the fuel run, and he is going to keep the race lead for the time being. Looks like he may get a black flag here. Looks like he may be running out of fuel. Race officials and admin's going to go ahead and let him buy the pace car. He'll come down to pit road this time around. Mike Rominger also looks like he's going to head to pit road. That should put Zachary Taylor not just back on the lead lap, but back at the front of this field. We'll see if he comes back down to pit road or if he stays out. What does the 30 of Gann do? He's had a little different race strategy all night long. Looks like the 9 is going to come to pit road. Tucker, Taylor, Osborne all come to pit road this time around. Tommy Haynes, Jason Harrison down to pit road as well. So on lap number 95, we'll have our 3rd caution of the evening, and we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back for all your green flag action right here from Texas Motor Speedway. Back track side as the field is double file. Pace car gonna get ready to duck off, and we'll get set to go back. Green flag racing once again. Had a handful of different leaders there under our latest caution. Mike Rominger led a handful of laps, and I believe, yes, Rhett Tucker had the race lead. Mike Rominger took the race lead under the caution, and then Todd Cray reassumed the race lead under caution. So we're up to 9 lead changes here tonight amongst 5 different drivers. Will Todd Cray be able to set sail? He's got a familiar fast friend to his outside, the 32 K&N Texas Havoline sponsored 7032 machine of Darren Clement. Gonna ride out with him. There's Brandon Freeze, Stephen Ayers Jr. on the outside, Justin Gann and Ron Shute round out your top 6 on the gas. Green flag flies as Cray nails the loud pedal, brings these engines to a scream, and away we go. Back down into turn number 1, stacked up 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack. Taylor, he's going to look for some positions here. Already getting 1 spot on Tommy Haynes. That's going to put Taylor up to 9th now. And nobody's had an answer on these restarts, man. Nobody has had anything for a race leader. Look at that gap. 5-6 car gap advantage in 1 lap. Just absolutely nailing these restarts. Looks like Brandon Freeze has some trouble. He'll cut the grass through the front stretch. We'll jump back, watch a little bit of the race action through the tail end of the field. They're running right now around the 11th position, and caution flag going to come out. Brandon Freeze went around, was unable to collect it after cutting the grass. So we'll bring it back to a crawl as we get ready to cross lap 100 here tonight. 4th caution of the evening here from Texas Motor Speedway. And that's going to get drivers on edge. We're going to group it back up, bunch it back together. 1 driver going to get himself back on the lead lap. Looks like Jason Stewart will receive the lucky dog. Brandon Freeze, latest driver to have issues off of turn 4. He cut some grass. That brought out the 4th caution of the evening. A few drivers going to head to pit road. Stephen Ayers Jr., Jared Lipster, Brandon Freeze, all going to head to pit road this time around. You can see that 14 waiting, chomping at the bit to go ahead and get his lucky dog and get back around your race leader. That's going to bring us to 18 drivers left on the lead lap here tonight. Austin Alberton listed as the first driver, 1 lap down, sitting in the 19th position. And at 49, he was up near the front. Unfortunately, got caught out during the green flag pit cycles, with the caution flag flying during the green flag pit cycle once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. That's caught a handful of the drivers out, and a handful of them got a handful in front of them now. We'll remind everybody of the point standings coming into tonight's race. They looked a little something like this. We'll check in where these drivers are running. Points leader Justin Gann sits in 3rd right now. Jason Stewart, you've seen him just get himself back on the lead lap. Jason Ayerson, he's had a little bit of a rough go here tonight, but somehow Ayerson has managed to knock on the door of a top 5. He sits in 6th at the time, being up 13 positions from where he started tonight's race. Tommy Haynes running back in the 8th position. Ron Shute, race winner at Daytona International Speedway. Ron Shute sits in 5th. Some points going to be gained by multiple drivers if we can finish things out looking somewhat the way the running order does right here. That should go to help Ron Shootout in the point standings because he's sitting in that 5th position. Brandon Freeze running very well here tonight until that latest incident, and that caught him out big time. The 21 needed a solid night, down 15 points in the point standings, and he's going to fall through the field all the way back now, listed as the 21st driver in the running order. Look for him to lose another spot or two as Jeff Gluckner continues to trek around the track here all the way back in the 21st position, down multiple laps here. But look for Gluckner to soldier on, grab a spot or two if he can. And we'll get ready to go back green flag racing this next time by. Looks like the field has got the notification that we will have one to go this time around. Drivers going to make their way through turn number 3 right at you. Come around through the corner and get set for the pace car lights to go out. We will get the field back double file once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. What a night, what a race it's been under the lights at Texas No Limits Motor Speedway here for Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. 125 laps was on the board. We have now got just 23 laps remaining. It's going to get hot and heavy. Things about to heat up down here at Texas. 2 bow ties going to lead the field to the green flag. We've got 1 blue oval in the front. As a matter of fact, you got to go all the way back outside of the top 10 to find your next Ford driver in the field. So the blue oval's a little bit lonely at the front. Todd Cray, Darren Clement going to make up row 1. Row 2, Justin Gann and Chad Osborne. Back in row 3 for the restart will be Ron Shute and Jason Ayerson. Row 4, Tommy Haynes and Zachary Taylor. Row 5, and rounding out your top 10, Mike Rominger in the 4 of Jim Ott. We've seen Ott have a big moment early tonight. See some rear end damage on that bumper of his auto owner's insurance number 4 Camaro. Let's see this restart, though. I'm curious. Can Todd Cray nail yet another restart? We about to find out. Pace car down on the gas and green flag flies. Early jump by Todd Cray. He ain't playing around. He going. He gone. Already a 3/10 advantage going into turn 1. Look for him to extend that by the time they work their way off of turn number 2. Darren Clement with a much better restart than we've seen that outside lane have over the past few restarts. Big run through the center of the corner off of turn number 2. Justin Gann now going to look to the bottom going into turn 3. Gann looks to take over second once again. No, and loose on the bottom. Gann going to cut some grass. Ooh-wee. How did he save it? Gann super loose down on the bottom. And he's going to drop from second all the way back to 9th. Tough break there for Justin Gann. We'll watch to see if he can't make his way back up through the field. There's Jim Hunt battling with Nick Hunt, that 00 right behind him. Man, I tell you what, that was a close one right there. Yo, Pierce, what's happening, my man? No teammates tonight pulling for the 30. I hear you. Well, if you're just now tuning in, this is going to be the 3rd time Justin's going to have to drive his way up through the field. First time for, I'll call it a moment. Ken with a big moment. In the bottom of turn 4, coming off of the corner exit, got super loose, was able to keep the machine underneath him, correct the car, and keep it headed in the right direction, but he gave up a ton of ground all the way from 2nd back to 9th. We've seen him drive his way up through the field earlier here tonight, twice, after coming to pit road on the last last available moment before they closed down pit road before going back green flag racing. So We know Gann's fast. We know he's got the pace in that Ford Mustang, but after heating the tires up with the slide like that, you got to wonder if he's going to have enough grip to keep the pace in the car and get back to the front. Was about 5/100ths faster than your race leader last time around. He's going to need a little bit more if he's going to get up there and battle for that top spot. Once again, second place battle underway. Darren Clement, Chad Osborne nose to tail off of 4. They'll cross the line and head back to turn number 1. Everybody follows Todd Cray. Everybody's still chasing Todd Cray. Darren Clement still under fire from Chad Osborne. We'll stay with this battle right here towards the front. Take a real quick look back here at the 17 of Tommy Haynes. He's up 12 positions, trying to make up yet another one on Jason Ayerson, who's made his way inside the top 5. Jason Ayerson with a solid night tonight. That 44 has gained 15 positions. He is your biggest mover of the race. Leading the most laps here tonight belongs to the 22 of Todd Cray. Your pole sitter gonna put another point in his back pocket and try to turn his season around. We've seen those point standings, and Todd Cray listed all the way back in 19th. I mean, that doesn't even sound possible. From what we've watched of Todd Cray over the past 2 seasons here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with Swift Motorsports, Todd Cray being 19th in the points just doesn't seem like it's like one of them true or false questions, and every one of us would be picking false right now. But it looks like finally Cray is going to begin to turn his season around. He leads the field with just 14 laps remaining here from Texas Motor Speedway. Not much to see at the front as Todd Cray has stepped out to a 6/10 of a second race advantage over the 32 of Darren Clement, who has right about a half a second advantage over Chad Osborne. There you can see Osborne in that Mobil 1 machine just off in front of Jason Ayerson. Close battle now as the 29 of Rominger gives the 9 of Taylor a push to try to get by Haynes. The Budweiser 17 gonna struggle for some pace at the front. At the high side, and now Taylor going to look to the bottom of the racetrack, looks to gain that spot for the time being. They're going to list Taylor in 5th, and now the 29 of Rominger, he's going to follow through as well. Tommy Haynes drops to 7th. Here comes Justin Gann. He's back to 8th. Gann has already closed in on the tail end of Tommy Haynes. He's going to look to take another spot away, and he's going to need 6 more if he's going to want to get that top spot back away from Todd Cray. Is it enough time? Can he get the job done? Haynes goes up the track as we continue to watch Jason Ayerson try to run down the battle in front of him. Chad Osborne, Darren Clement going at it. Let's switch up here. Watch this battle unfold as we've got Stephen Ayers Jr. battling with Jim Ott just inside of the top 15. What do you say we go highlight these two drivers going hand in hand with each other? Close racing action on the bottom of the track. Left side tires of the 4 all over that white line. Looks like you got a little bit squirrely coming through the corner. And you know, that's what happens late in the race. I mean, the gaps close down. The benefit you're giving these other drivers. Whoa, big moment for both of those drivers off of turn 2. Stephen Ayers Jr. and Jim Ott almost knocked down the wall off of turn number 2. And how about the gap now? He gone. See ya, goodbye. Let's wrap this thing up and go with under 10 laps remaining here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Todd Cray has now opened it up to the biggest race lead under green flag racing conditions. Todd Cray out to a 2.5 advantage over Darren Clement and Chad Osborne. They were battling with each other for so many laps on the restart. That allowed Todd Cray to step away. Cray with the clean air is not something you'll want with just 8 laps to go. We'll jump around the field once again. Let's go back to this battle that's beginning to brew between Jason Harrison and Mike Rominger. There's Rominger trying to make his way by. He's been able to get around the 9 of Zachary Taylor and do away with him. Justin Gann has been able to get by Tommy Haynes. Gann begins to close in on Taylor. Harrison with company, Taylor with company, Rominger stuck in the middle, looking for a spot or two, waiting for one of the drivers to mess up in front of him. And they're going to need a caution to catch Todd Cray, or Cray's going to have a big moment. You can see it right there. That's at least a 20-car advantage. Big move off of turn number 2. Rominger trying to go to the bottom of the racetrack. Jason Harrison keeping his car down there on the bottom, blocking that run, and Mike Rominger not able to go anywhere, not able to do anything with it as we have 6 laps remain. What a night here for Swift Motorsports. Bunt Kicker, Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. If you haven't already, as always, join us in that quest to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop them that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you checking in. Whether you're a fan, friend, family, maybe another driver in another series coming to check out what your fellow league members are doing. Big shout out to Pierce out there in the chat, stopping by, checking things out. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. And how about Rhett Tucker? He got caught out during a green flag run. With 4 laps to go, he is battling just to get himself back on the lead lap. He is a race leader. He led twice here tonight, and now he is struggling with 4 laps to go to even remotely get himself on the lead lap, and I don't think he's going to be able to race his way back up there, but that's going to put a little monkey wrench into the plan here for Jason Harrison. He'll go side by side with Mike Rominger through 3 and 4. That's a battle for 4th and 5th. Another close battle just outside of the top 10. Let's go check out Ron Shute, the 7 of John Peel, and Jim Mott. They're all cranked up running with each other right here. Jarrett Lipster with a fine showing here tonight as well. Lipster up 12 positions from where he started tonight's race. As Todd Cray, your race leader, going to work his way through 3 and 4. He'll come off of turn 2. Popsicle sticks on display. Just 2 laps now remain for Cray. Will he crack into victory lane? And oh, the 7 into the outside wall. We've seen a green-white checkered finish last night in the Performance Truck Series. Will we see it stay clean and green till the end? We'll check back in with race leader through 3 and 4. He'll come to the stripe this time around, and that's going to bring us to the 1 to go. That's right, final lap. White flag flies here from Texas Motor Speedway as Todd Cray crosses the line. We get the swift 1 to go. Down on the bottom in 1 and 2. Nobody in front, nobody in the rear view mirror. Todd Cray got an easy Sunday drive to the start-finish line. Man, we want to go back and show you that battle as soon as Todd Cray crosses the start-finish line. We're going to head back to the battle between Osborne, Harrison, Taylor, and Gann. 4th all the way down through 7th, crossing the line, capturing the checkered flag. Race win. Ooh, that's going to be a close one right there. Did Jason Harrison pull it off? Harrison getting the spot from Osborne. We wanted to go back and check that battle. That was 4 drivers lined up nose to tail, all coming across the line. Back to the man, though. How about it? Finally gets the job done here in season number 4. Todd Cray going to enjoy this one. I can expect to see, or you should expect to see, quite a bit of a smoke show and a celebration here out of that 22. Dominating performance here under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway. And we're going to take ourselves a quick little break, catch our breaths, head to a quick commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interview. So as Todd Craig gives the fans the smoke show, we'll step away, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back trackside once again at the conclusion of another great race here with Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series had some great racing action, some crazy great restarts by your pole sitter and race winner. We'll get to him as he continues some of his post-race celebrations down there on the track. But first, let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with the driver that walked away in the third position, rounding out the podium tonight. Let's see if we can dial up the 29 of Mike Rominger. It's Dave. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. How you doing? How you feeling after walking away with a solid podium finish here tonight? And correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time I've gotten to speak to you.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it feels good to get top three, It was a hard race there for a while. The cautions came out when I didn't want them to, when I was going down pit road. So I got lucky and got the lucky dog on that first one, and then on that second one, I just drove through because caution came out, and I had to save fuel for a whole lap before the pits opened. And I ended up staying on the lead lap. So I got lucky tonight to finish where I was.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's better to be lucky than talented, and sometimes you just need that little bit of luck, as you said. I mean, the caution's coming out at bad times for not just yourself, but a lot of other drivers as well that were either trapped a lap down or about to come to pit road. we were wondering about the tires here up in the booth, though. Were you running out of fuel before you were running out of tires? How was it out there with the track being fairly cool here tonight?
Well, I think we could have went a little further on tires, but we're going to run out of fuel with 11 gallons. So yeah, we could go a lot further on tires, I think, but it is what it is.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Well, Mike, again, congratulations walking away with your first podium of the season, walking away with the third place here tonight. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for putting up the broadcast, and Don and Andy and all the admins, and Justin for having a great league, and yeah, it's it's definitely competitive over here, and I think I like it.
All right. Well, we like it ourselves, my man. Look forward to trying to catch up with you again here in the next handful of weeks. So until then, enjoy this podium, and we'll catch up with you at the track.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the driver walking away in third here tonight. That's the 29 of Mike Rominger. That's going to move us right along. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with your good buddy. My good buddy sits inside of that 32 machine. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with Darren Clement. It's Dave. You got your ears on, pal?
Hey, what's up, Dave?
Nothing much, man. What's up with you?
Just enjoying the podiums apparently this season.
Yeah, I mean you're getting it done, but you haven't got the victory lane here in these Xfinity rides, man. What's going on back in the garage?
We're just falling a little short this week on the setup. It was a little, looser than I like. So I'm happy to take a P2 here. One of the tracks I struggle at. So definitely want to say congrats to my teammate Todd Cray there on the W tonight.
Absolutely. We seen you join him there with the smoke show for the fans on the front stretch while we were away at our commercial break. Looking forward over the next handful of races, though. Do you think we may see you in victory lane here soon?
Yeah, there's a couple of tracks coming up here last leg of the season before we get to the playoffs. Michigan's one of them. I got circled. I like that place. Always puts up good racing as long as you can stay out of a little bit of trouble that happens there. Richmond, hit and miss, but definitely Charlotte. Looking forward to those three races.
I'd love Charlotte just down the road. Well, now it's about 3.5 hours away from me, but love that place. Beautiful track. Dirt track racing going on this weekend, man. You should go check it out, man. Great World Finals there at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Oh, no. I like when they come down here in my neck of the woods at Volusia. Love going there every season.
Absolutely. Volusia is awesome. Had the chance to go there a handful of times. But anyways, back on track here, man. A heck of a job for you tonight. Another podium in the bag, and you're going to continue to climb through the point standings here in season number 4. So you know the drill. You know how it goes. We're going to go ahead and hand you the mic.
Yeah, definitely. Like to, give a thanks to the wife for letting me do this each and every night while she's putting the kids to bed. The boys back at East Coast Motorsports, my teammate Todd Cray, Justin Gann for the owner of the Swift, the boys up there in the tower each and every night, the admins, Dave, you over here on the broadcast at Turn 3, and those boys Silverback Tax Solutions here sponsoring the Xfinity Series this season. Look, hopefully I'll be able to call you all out next week too.
We'll have to see if you can get the job done. I've got some confidence in you, and until then, my man, enjoy the second place, and we'll catch up with you, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you have it, 32 of Darren Clement. Yet another podium here this season. He continues to have his fine runs. He'll walk away from the track in second, and now on to his teammate, the man that finally got to victory lane here in season 4. Todd, it's Dave. You got me?
Dave, got you loud, buddy.
Well, let's revamp what I said there, and I'm not trying to throw shade on you here, but finally finishing a race on the lead lap this season, man.
Yeah.
Would you ever have thought that you'd start the season and finish the first 2 races, man, without being on the lead lap?
And nah, not at all, guys. I mean, it's just one of those things, There's luck involved, every week, whether you win or you don't win, or you got to be smart. You got to do all the right things, and it doesn't take much to, you know, not win or not be on the lead lap and all that stuff. So it's just a matter of putting it all together and not tagging the wall or not putting myself in bad situations, and just had to get some stuff cleared out there, and now we're back to normal.
Well, you got it cleared out really well here tonight. Walked away with the pole, walked away with the most laps led. Didn't get that fastest lap, but you got the checkered flag, and that's what's going to matter the most. That's going to help catapult you from that 19th, man. That sounds so crazy to say, too. 19th in the point standings, man. Like, what?
Yeah, I agree 100%. We needed to buckle down this week and qualify good. Stay out of trouble, not damage the car. Just gotta do all the basic things right. And when you don't do the basic things right, you end up in the back. I mean, that's just really the bottom line. And when it comes down to once that's over with, I was glad to race there with Darren, East Coast Motorsports teammate. And at that point, then it's take the gloves off and see who's going to win. But yeah, we just had a good car. I had both turns figured out. Had some settings. I mean, just hit it just right tonight. And it's just, had a couple guys come at me, and it was fun racing and a couple close calls, but that's what it's about.
I couldn't agree with you more. Well, Todd, man, it was a pleasure watching you put a complete race back together finally here on Wednesday nights on Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. So you know the drill, you know the rundown. You want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, Swift Motorsports, of course, Justin, and I usually miss Don. I just like to throw it out to Don tonight for all the behind-the-scenes stuff that he does and keeps us running a good race every week. He's really a good guy and talks us through a lot of situations during the race. So I like to shout out to Don from Swift Motorsports for all he does. But Silverback Tax Solutions, of course, for putting up for the series and letting us do what we do. Butt Kicker's always in there as well. Got that last year, so feeling pretty good about that. Infinite Hero, Pets in Paradise, MPI. Cousin Jess is out there. I see her in the thing here. There you go, Jess. We got one. So, yeah, that's about it. Turn 3 Racing Network, putting on the show and the broadcast. And, we'll look to come back and keep the momentum going and rise in the points.
Yes, sir, my man. We'll be waiting for you in the post-race interviews again. Hopefully we can speak to you shortly, and,
Hey.
We'll see you at the track.
Yep. Sure will, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, there you have it. Gonna enjoy this celebration here. Todd Cray finally puts a complete race together, and I say finally because we are just so accustomed to seeing Todd run near the front. We're used to seeing him be fast out there and finish up at the front, walk away with a ton of race wins, and he has just struggled here tonight until flip the coin, flip the lights out, and Todd Cray was lights out. Man, what a run for him. Walks away with the pole, walks away with the most laps led, walks away with the checkered flag. Todd Cray gonna park it in victory lane. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Get ready because we're going to roll up the cords and start to head off towards Richmond International Raceway for next week's race events here with Swift Motorsports. What a run we had here tonight, though. Can't say enough about all the great racing action out there. Producers hitting those buttons, the sounds, familiar tunes in the background. So let's go ahead and run down your unofficial race results right here from Texas Motor Speedway and the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Checkered flag for the first time in Season 4. 22 of Todd Cray tops the charts. Darren Clement going to slot home in second with Mike Rominger rounding out your podium drivers. 44 of Ayerson going to finish in fourth. Chad Osborne rounds out the top 5. Zachary Taylor going to walk away in 6th, and 7th belongs to Justin Gann. 8th place to Nick Hunt. Tommy Haynes finishing in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, the 14 of Jason Stewart. Jarrett Lipster going to park his car in 11th. 12th place belongs to Ron Shoot. Jimot back in 13th. John Peel as 14th and finishing 15th here tonight. The 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. The 10 of Gary May going to walk away from the track tonight in 16th. 17th belongs to Red Tucker. Austin Alberton gonna finish the race here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway back in 18th. 19th position to John Wimbish. Jeff Gluckner going to round out the top 20. 21st to Gary Wells. Brendan Fries with late race trouble. He'll finish 7 laps down in 22nd. David Elliott going to walk away 23rd, 24th, and final driver in the running order here tonight, the 89 of Chris Vale. Big shout out, you're welcome, and tip of the cap to our race control and admins down the hall in the Swift Motorsports booth. That's right, Andy Starcher, Don Kidder, doing a fantastic job, not just here, but all season long. Not just this season, but the past few seasons. Great race control and admin. So big a shout out to you, gentlemen, for all you do. Pizza is on the way. Well, that's it. That's all. We're going to begin to wrap up the course. So if you haven't already, remember that push to 3,000. Drop these drivers the thumbs up. Show them some love. Click subscribe. Smash the bell on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And, well, until next week, until we see you again, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until then, we'll meet you in Turn 3.